Hi, welcome back to Smart Ways to Live Well with Nuview Nutrition. Today we're going to talk about endometriosis, what that is, and then we're going to hear from Marilee, and she's going to actually share her story about endometriosis and her struggle with infertility. So endometriosis is often a really painful disorder which tissue that normally lines the inside of the uterus grows outside the uterus. It is most commonly involves the ovaries and the fallopian tubes and the tissue lining in the pelvis area. Rarely endometriosis tissue may spread beyond the pelvic organs, but it can, and when it does, it attaches to other places in the body and causes even more pain. So when endometriosis displaces endometrial tissue, it continues to act as it would normally. It thickens, it breaks down, and bleeds with each menstrual cycle. But because this is displaced tissue, it has no way to exit your body and it becomes trapped. I like to kind of think of it as backed up plumbing, where it goes backwards instead of outward. When endometriosis involves the ovaries, cysts can be formed, and they then have surrounding tissue that can become very irritated, eventually developing scar tissue and adhesions and abnormal bands of fibrous tissue that can become very painful and cause pelvic tissue and organs to stick together among each other. Endometriosis can also cause severe, debilitating pain, especially during the time of the cycle. Fertility problems can also develop, and so there are fortunately some effective treatments available, but it is a process of healing and kind of ridding the body of the endometriosis. So let's just take a moment to meet Marilee, and she is here with us today to discuss her struggles with endometriosis and infertility and how Nuview Nutrition helped her live a better quality life with a customized program. Welcome, Marilee.
Welcome, Cindy.
Okay, can you help others by sharing your story and just kind of talking about how you felt before you came into Nuview and what brought you to us?
Yeah, definitely. So endometriosis isn't uncommon in women. About 1 in 10 women have endometriosis. The hard thing is it takes a really long time to diagnose.
Yes.
The average diagnosis takes 10 to 12 years.
Wow.
For me, it's been about 11 years, and it gradually gets worse because it builds up and doesn't go away. So it starts when you start your period. I've always had extremely painful periods, but I kind of just thought, this is what being a woman is, and didn't really do anything about it. It got to the point where I couldn't go to class. I went to Michigan State, so I had to walk far to get to any class, and it got to the point where I couldn't even get up to walk.
Wow.
So my doctor ended up putting me on birth control to control the pain, and it worked. I had limited pain on my periods, but it didn't really stop the endometriosis from growing. It just kind of stopped me from knowing that anything was wrong. So I just had multiple issues. The fatigue just got increasingly worse. I had chronic migraines. I had a lot of abdominal issues, digestive problems. I went to multiple specialists and doctors, had numerous tests, had the same test multiple times. Every time the results came back normal. You're fine, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing we can do.
Wow.
And then I got married, and I went off birth control to try to conceive, and that's when it just got so bad to the point where I couldn't even function.
Wow.
I would wake up in the middle of the night out of a dead sleep screaming because it felt like someone was stabbing me. Squeezing my organs, ripping, it just was unexplainable.
Really debilitating pain.
Unbelievable. When I was not screaming and I was kind of my pain was to a point where I could semi-function. I couldn't stand up straight. So I would walk around hunched over. I couldn't do any sort of activity. I was always very active, played sports, and I couldn't do any of that. It took all of my energy to get out of bed and go to work. And that was pretty much it. I would come home, sit on the couch, and that was it. I couldn't. I had extreme nausea, so the things that I wanted to eat that sounded appealing were very limited and not very healthy. I wanted crackers or fries, something
Comfort
that
foods.
was, nothing that was healthy. Eating broccoli didn't sound like a good idea when you want to throw up.
Right.
So it was very, and then it all kind of fed into that. It just made it worse because all those foods cause inflammation. So the inflammation I already had was just getting worse. It got to the point where I couldn't even work. I passed out at work and had to be taken to the hospital. And they did a CT scan of my abdomen. And that's when they told me I had multiple cysts on both of my ovaries and that I had to follow up with my gynecologist.
Wow.
That was it. I was in so much pain I couldn't even stand up, and that was all they told me. I didn't get anything. I didn't get any relief. It just sent me home.
What'd you do next?
My gynecologist called me, and she told me these aren't just cysts. These are blood-filled cysts. So she goes, I'm 99.9% sure you have endometriosis because this is a cause of that. But there's no way to know for sure unless we go in and do a laparoscopic procedure. And she said we need to do that anyways because these aren't going to go away. They're just going to grow and get bigger and cause you more pain. I need to remove them.
Wow.
So I waited 2 months to have that surgery done because she wanted to have the Da Vinci robot assist in the surgery because she wanted to make sure she could do everything she could for me. So I waited 2 months and I finally had the surgery done, and she actually told me that when she opened me up, she welled up with tears.
Wow.
Because of the inflammation and the endometriosis that I had was just, she said I had no idea. And she said, I can't even believe that you were even functioning.
Wow.
How much
I
pain
remember
you've
when
been
you came in and how much you had felt better, but you still had a long way to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Long. I haven't felt as good as I feel now in 4 or 5 years.
Wow. When so you had the surgery, and then what was the next step?
Well, for endometriosis, there's no known cause, there's no known cure, so it's kind of all just trial and error and speculation, and a lot of it is hormone treatment. So I did end up being put in medically induced menopause, which is not fun either.
Right.
But I asked my gynecologist, I've read things online that say diet can help or environmental toxins, because these are all theories as to what causes endometriosis. And she said, yes, definitely all of those things can help. And I said, do you recommend anyone? And she gave me your name.
Yeah, she sent you to Nuview Nutrition.
Yes, she did.
And at this point, the surgery had been done, but you were still experiencing pain and fatigue. And as I recall, you had like a stage 4 endometriosis.
Yeah, she staged me at 3. The reason why she staged me at 3 was she said my fallopian tubes and my ovaries looked good once the cysts were removed. But she said there was nothing on my fallopian tubes or anything, so she didn't want to put me at stage 4, but she put me at stage 3.
But there was a lot of adhesions in other areas.
Everywhere, and a lot that she couldn't do anything about either.
Right.
So I have it on my bladder, on my colon, in bundles of nerves that she can't touch, because then there's risk of damaging those organs, which wouldn't be beneficial to me. So she couldn't do anything about those.
So when you came to us, you were basically looking at other ways that we could approach this and heal from a natural perspective.
Yeah, I didn't want to treat the symptoms. I didn't want to wait until I was in so much pain I couldn't move to take pain medicine. I wanted to find a way to help myself not get in those situations, if at all possible.
And so since coming to Nuview, we created a customized program for you. It included a detailed nutritional program, and it also included suggested nutraceuticals that we could use to help with pain instead of using a lot of pain medications. Can you just share with the viewers how that journey's been and what it's been like for you and what it has accomplished for you?
It's been absolutely amazing. I didn't want to do this on my own because I wanted to be healthy. You know, I read to cut out dairy and gluten and all of these things, but I still wanted to be healthy, so I wanted balance. So coming to you, you know, you told me eat the majority of your food and vegetables. You need to eat 4 to 5 servings of category 1 vegetables a day and you know, limit all these other things. And it gave me a real good idea of what I needed to do to be healthy and to help myself. And with these supplements, they've helped with my digestion, they've helped with my inflammation, and I've felt so much better. And when I don't order them quickly enough and I'm off them for a few days, I can tell. So I know that it's helping me immensely. And
so when you came back, I remember when you came back, I think for your 3 or 4 week check-in, you had huge symptom improvement. Like can you describe how you were feeling at that point and how you're feeling today compared to where you started?
How I'm feeling today compared to where I started is unbelievable. I was to the point where I had no quality of life. I could not do anything I enjoyed. I couldn't go out with friends. I couldn't spend time with my husband. I just laid in pain. And it took all of my energy. No, it took all of my energy to go to work, and then even that went away. I couldn't even be at work because I couldn't stand up. Couldn't
do anything.
Could not do anything. And how I feel today is I'm amazing.
Would you say you're living more of a normal life?
I feel more normal than I have in a very long time. I feel like I was in such a deficit that now I'm getting back to where I'm healthy and I'm building on that.
Yeah.
So.
And then the added bonus was that you lost weight. How much weight did you lose?
32 pounds.
And it's so funny because I remember neither one of us even thought weight was part of the equation.
No.
And we were commenting on that the other day about like, wow, neither one of us thought you needed to even lose weight.
Yeah.
But you are in a much better position even for health with the way your fat and muscle are in a line. So that's also a good way to be going forward. So now what's the next chapter?
Hopefully pregnancy.
Yeah.
Another thing that you guys do at Nuview is not just nutrition. I mean, it's the entire wellness. I was noticing every time I would come and see you guys, I was happier. I would feel better. I would feel more excited about, you know, recipes and being healthy and just more positive. And so trying to believe that, you know, everything happens for a reason, think positive. You know, I wasn't getting pregnant before because I wasn't healthy.
Right.
I want to be healthy, to have a healthy pregnancy, to have a healthy child. And I didn't feel that way.
And do you now?
I do now. And
And we always say you got to have a really solid foundation. Like you have to build the foundation of the house before you can do anything else.
Right.
That's what you've been doing. You have rebuilt a solid foundation.
I do. I feel that way, and I believe that, and I'm excited for, hopefully,
this next chapter.
Hopefully.
Yes, you can do it. It will happen. So I'm so excited. Thank you for sharing your story today.
Thank you for everything you've done for me.
You are so welcome. So, thank you. And we are going to end this segment, but again, if you give your body the right environment, it can heal itself. Join us next time for more smart ways to live well with Nuview Nutrition.